Hallo guys, the Critical German here, and welcome to a new wunderbares video. Today we talk about the Madoka Magica The Different Story manga because you asked for it. There will be spoilers for the original Madoka series, but no hard ones for the manga itself. You have been warned. Madoka Magica The Different Story is a 3-volume long manga that takes place in an alternate timeline. Or I should rather say, one of the timelines that Homura went through during her resetting to save Madoka time. The main character of the story is Mami Tomoe. She became friends with Kyoko Sakura, a newly born magical girl from the neighborhood town Casamino. Mami teaches her as her senpai the way of fighting witches. They both fight together until a conflict separates them. But there is still tension in the air between those two, even if Mami moved on and has a new apprentice, Sayaka Miki. Will they settle the conflict or stay enemies forever? So, first off, The Different Story can be seen as a prequel too, but that's a little debatable. It shows us a connection between Kyoko and Mami before the events of the original series and that they were friends. It also shows us Kyoko's backstory in more detail and you get to know her family as actual characters. This connection of the two could also have happened before the original series, but the original series doesn't make it clear. We don't know if Mami and Kyoko really had a connection before. So The Different Story could also be a prequel or it couldn't, depending on how the timelines differ from each other. But with the introduction of Sayaka and Madoka, the story clearly goes in another direction and it becomes crystal clear that it takes place in another timeline. Mami never made it past the 3rd episode, but in this manga she lives after her predetermined death. And this is a really smart move by the writers. Mami Tomoe was a popular character, despite her relatively short existence in the original series. So, making her the main character this time gives her the needed time to shine and to explore her character more deeply. But does the manga handle it well? I think The Different Story does a great job in handling these characters once again. They always feel in character and behave or say things they would totally do in the original series. Although it's not written by the mastermind Gen Urobuchi himself. It also doesn't deviate too far from the timeline we saw in the original show, and this is also an important aspect. The consistency in this regard is key. The events need to play out in a different way, but shouldn't be too far off the edge because then it becomes unbelievable. The events also need to be interesting enough for the reader to justify its existence and to make it a good reading experience. And I think the manga succeeds in finding the right balance. Nothing feels repeated and the events unfold interestingly. It's nice to see Kyoko and Mami take the spotlight because those characters weren't at the center in the original series. There it was more about Sayaka, Madoka and later on Homura. With this we see it from the perspectives of the characters that got less screen time. But what I also like about A Different Story is that it sticks to its roots from the original series. The series was at its core a close character drama between those 5. It explored their psyche in great ways and showed us their traumata of being a magical girl. The Different Story does exactly the same. It's a close character drama with many insights into Mami's and Kyoko's way of thinking and how they deal with heavy topics and loss. And I don't want to spoil anything, but I can say it's really dark, especially in the last chapter. I can't believe they did it and end the arc for the character in this particular way. I love it. I also made a video about the Madoka manga Wraith arc, and there I criticized that it introduced like 10,000 new concepts in the span of a few panels. Different Story does nothing in that regard and focuses, like I said, only on the character drama. And I am glad it did and just expanded the characters more instead of introducing concepts to a world that didn't need more explanation, because the given information were already enough for a story to be told efficiently. Just some extra stuff added is enough for my taste. They also play a bit with the witches and magical girl territory stuff, which is great. They explore the base premise in an interesting way and shake it up a bit. You may have questions in your mind like, but what happened if? And the manga delivers you the answers in a satisfying way. Man, I just wish they would adapt this into a proper anime movie sometime, but this is just wishful thinking. So yeah, the different story is worth your time. Especially if you crave for more good Madoka content, because you can't get enough of it while waiting for movie 4. Give it a shot, you won't be disappointed. You know what is also not disappointing? Me, the critical German. So I would appreciate it if you give the video a like, a comment and subscribe to the channel so the YouTube algorithm notices me. That was my opinion. See you in the next video. Macht's gut, bis dann, ciao.